Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some breaking news coming out from Israel to share with you. I have a report to go over that indicates that Israel is very low on tanks right now, and they're also very low on ammunition. Okay, so we talked about this not too long ago, maybe like a week ago, something like that. And we had some information that Israel was stating the same thing, that they were low on tanks. Many of their tanks were either destroyed or damaged, and they were short on the supplies to even repair them. And also, they were very low on ammunition. We were seeing lots of reports that even many of the tanks that enter into the Gaza Strip, they only show up with a few tank rounds. They don't even have too many, considering that they're very low on those as well. And at the same time, they're also trying to conserve ammunition because they're afraid of a potential conflict with Hezbollah in Lebanon. So, right now, the IDF is in a very tight spot and they're very low on ammunition and tanks. And apparently, there's been a push recently. There was a petition that was submitted to the Israeli government to allow women to start joining combat roles in the IDF and be part of tank units. Now, the IDF had to submit a letter to the Supreme Court in Israel and let them know that they didn't have enough tanks or even ammunition to even supply to these women who would be joining the force to help out with these tank units. They don't even have the tanks to even do this, okay? They wanted to start a pilot program to start training women doing this, and they don't even have the tanks to do it, so they basically can't even start this pilot program. So that's a very, ominous sign showing that Israel's very low on tanks, very low on ammunition, and once again basically proves that, they can barely even keep up this war in Gaza for much longer. We've heard reports that this war could carry on for years. And I just don't see that happening, considering the fact that, they don't have even enough tanks to even fight this war, it seems like. So where are they going to get this extra ammunition? Where are they going to get these extra tanks from? I don't know if the U.S. would maybe start supplying these for them, because obviously they are major backers to Israel. They do want Israel to succeed in the Gaza Strip and complete their war goals. And we know that their war goals is primarily to destroy Hamas and dismantle them. And we are hearing some reports that the war is going to start to wind down there. But then what's going to happen with Hezbollah? Okay, if they don't discontinue their attacks in the Gaza Strip, then Hezbollah is going to keep attacking them in the north. And I saw some information coming out this morning that Hezbollah was actually attacking them once again on the northern side, okay? And this is on July 16, 2024. This is still going on over here where Hezbollah is still launching rockets into Israel almost every day. So it's very interesting because then we're seeing things like this. This just came out yesterday. It says IDF is ready and preparing for next stage in fighting Hezbollah, says IDF chief amid reports of mediation progress. So if they are ready for the next stage in fighting Hezbollah, what is this stage? Is it actually a fight against them? Or are they hoping that Hezbollah is going to back down here? It's just very interesting because almost every single day Israel is coming under attack by Hezbollah. And how are they going to deal with this? Even if they were to just kind of call a truce with Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, it doesn't make any sense to me considering how much they've been attacked by Hezbollah. Clearly, at least if you're Israel, Israel's going to think, well, Hezbollah is a major threat to us because they are constantly attacking us every day. And I understand that Hezbollah is attacking Israel because of the war in Gaza, and they're trying to put pressure on them to end their war down there. But at the same time, now they see Hezbollah as a major threat, which they always have, but now they're more of a threat to them even more today, considering that they're coming under attack by rockets literally in their country every single day, okay? When Hamas does this and Hamas fires a few rockets, Israel will pound that area in Gaza where it came from, like in Khan Yunis that happened not too long ago, just a few weeks ago. And then Israel responded and started destroying Khan Yunis, and now they're operating in there as well. So I don't see how we're going to have a peaceful solution with Hezbollah, at least in the long term, okay? Maybe in the short term could that happen, but in the long term, I don't see it. But it is possible. So I want to talk about this some more today on how these ammo supplies and tanks being destroyed is affecting them and how it's going to tie into their potential war with Hezbollah. So I've got this report on Israel National News, and it says here, IDF confirms many tanks were damaged, existing supply is insufficient. The IDF confirmed in its response to the Supreme Court that it was forced to postpone the pilot project for integrating women into the maneuvering forces due to a lack of functional tanks. Okay, so these are some of the tanks they use. And again, many of them are either damaged or partially destroyed, and they don't even have the means to even repair them, apparently, and that's an issue for them as well. So, in the IDF's response to the Supreme Court today, Monday, it was revealed that there is a shortage of tanks and ammunition due to the war. Their response was provided by the IDF to a petition demanding the opening of additional combat roles for women. During the war, many tanks were damaged. They are currently out of service and not used for combat or training, and new tanks are not expected to be introduced into the Corps in the near future, the response to the petition stated. The IDF announced that due to the tank shortage, the pilot for integrating women into the maneuvering armor will be postponed by a year to November 2025. In the IDF's response, it was stated the implication is that the existing number of tanks in the armored corps is insufficient, both for war efforts and simultaneous testing. Okay, so look at that, for war efforts and simultaneous testing. So they don't even have enough tanks to even continue war efforts in the Gaza Strip. Okay, and that would include Hezbollah as well. And they can't do any testing. They can't do any pilot programs to, allow women to join into the tank units. Okay, they can't even do that. So they're in a very bad position here, all because of this war in Gaza. It was further written similarly that the amount of ammunition and resources required for maintaining the equipment is very limited. The IDF is constantly working to extend the ammunition scope, but at this stage it is impossible to prepare to start the pilot on time, as it cannot be guaranteed that there will be enough equipment and ammunition to meet the testing targets. Regarding the integration of women into combat units, which is a subject of the petition, it was written at this stage before the investigation and learning regarding the combat of women in the war have been exhausted, and before their conclusions were examined by the relevant professional and command authorities, it is not possible to draw conclusions in a professional, responsible, and based manner as required, and to make decisions regarding the placement of women in additional combat roles. In conclusion, it was written, it should be clarified that after completing the investigation and learning process and examining its conclusions by the relevant professional and command authorities, it will be assessed whether they have implications for the integration of women in additional combat roles. Later, the IDF explained that weaponry within the armor corps, including tanks and ammunition, is currently prioritized for war over training and expanding trials, including the trial of training female soldiers for the combat role in maneuvering armor. So clearly they are prioritizing war over training according to this information, and obviously they are at war right now, so they can't even train new troops like these women that want to be part of this combat role for maneuvering armor. They can't even do that right now. And again, they are very short on ammunition. Like I told you, I saw those reports just a few weeks ago that these tanks going into Gaza many times would only have a handful of shells with them that they could actually fire. So it looks to me like what's going on in Gaza is greatly impacting the Israeli military. And how are they going to go up against Hezbollah here soon? If they're stating that they're ready for war with Hezbollah, to me, what this tells me is either they're hoping that they're going to get some sort of maybe ceasefire, or maybe if they pull out of the Gaza Strip and start slowing down their operations, maybe Hezbollah will respond to that and say, okay, Israel's pulling away from Gaza. They're not really attacking it no more. Okay, we will kind of back off. If that doesn't happen and war breaks out, then I think what we're going to see here is we're going to see some sort of desperate maneuver from Israel, which they have come out and said this before, that if many members like Benny Gantz, their former IDF or top IDF chief, he came out and stated that they would end this war within days, okay, that they would hit Hezbollah very hard and fast, that they would end this war within days. And then it makes you wonder, okay, well, if they don't have tanks, a ground operation would definitely not end the war within days. That would last months, if not maybe years, with Hezbollah, considering that there's many other groups as well that want to join in the fight. So what would Israel do other than a ground operation? And obviously they've got warplanes, they've got things like that, but they've come out and stated that they would end this war very quickly. So are they talking about like a nuclear kind of event here? Because we do know they have nuclear weapons, or what type of weapons do they have that maybe they would unveil that they haven't shown that they have yet to end this war quickly in with Hezbollah in the north. So it's very interesting because, based on what we're seeing here, when it comes to conventional warfare, Israel does not have the capacity to do this anymore, let alone barely even in the Gaza Strip against Hamas, which is a much lesser fighting force than compared to Hezbollah. So this is going to get very interesting what's going to happen here over the next few months. But not only this war, but the Ukraine war is going to get very interesting as well, because I've been doing lots of reports on that and how things are going to be changing by the time we get to the next election. So both of these wars are going to get out of control potentially over the next coming months here, leading up to like November with the elections in America. So let me know what you think down below. This is a very big story, so share your thoughts, concerns, and opinions down in the comment section. That's going to be it for this update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope y'all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.